Evening and welcome to the Down in Muletown. As always, this is your captain speaking. Working on some new things. I've been really busy, so I haven't been able to get to the comment section or anything. I have added a couple of things, working on some things in the stream. We are back to simulcasting on YouTube and Facebook at the same time, so that's awesome. Only issue is it costs another monthly subscription, so that's a downside. But again, we're working on things like that as well too. So using a whole new different control program right now because of all that, and I've had to try to learn it all in the last couple of hours, so just bear with me there. Again, got a couple of new things that we can do as well. A couple of things I've wanted to do here and there, maybe throw some more things in on the screen. See, we got our viewer count up there on the top, Facebook and YouTube, so appreciate you all joining us. Going to try to keep this short because again, this is part test, part functional briefing thingy. So I'm going to turn the chat on real quick. Let me know if this gets annoying to y'all. Not going to use it all the time. Just piloting some things right now while I can. Can we not hear again for real? Okay. Yeah. Audio's working. Mary Beth, not sure what's going on there. So. But anyway, I've got some things up here extra. Again, just throwing in some things, make some things easier for me to see all of the chat and everything all at once for everybody else to be able to see the questions that everybody else is asking. Perfect. Yeah, I see everybody popping in there now. So much better. Glad to have that little integration to use here and there. And I can type to everybody on YouTube and Facebook and everything all at the same time. So that's awesome. So that will make things easier on my end and hopefully add some more things in that we can enrich the experience on y'all's end. So let's hop right on into it. As you see, we've got our storms still out there, still bubbling and percolating and brewing. Main line is still just a little bit away from Memphis as it sits right now, but still not seeing any of those storms popping up just yet. Those rogue storms down in here, so that's definitely good news as far as that goes. Move some stuff right here so I can actually see. There we go. Perfect. All right. So the main storms aren't quite here yet. We can have a look at those as well as the latest guidance. I've been posting stuff on the page here the last hour or so. Just been trying to catch up with things as I've been going and doing this stuff in the background. There is a tornado watch issued out to our west. It does not include Columbia Murray County at this time, so that is good news. But again, just it is out there, and that's what this history or this system has a history of producing, for lack of better words. So definitely keep an eye on that. There was a 2 p.m. update that I haven't gotten a chance to read yet, so bear with me 1 second. Okay, so I was thinking, so partial clearing in the weight of the earlier convection east of the frontal zone will support daytime heating and steeping of some low and mid-level lapse rates. It's how high storms are able to get into the atmosphere, how they rise across eastern Arkansas, northwestern Mississippi, and southwestern Tennessee. So it's semi-close as far as the instability goes. It'll just kind of depend. Yeah, this is it. It remains unclear if this will occur. The very strong low-level shear would support a conditional significant tornado threat with any prefrontal warm sector supercells that are able to evolve. Yeah, so that's what we're saying. I don't see any of those pop-up supercells out ahead of the front yet, but it looks like that it still is possible, and they will have the ample ingredients. Tracy says, scale 1 to 10, how bad are we expecting the weather to be here in Columbia, Cap? I'd say, just based on the wind damage and all the other stuff like that, potential, I'd say maybe 3 to 4 out of 10. It's not just hugely high. Again, I wanted to impress that upon everybody. We were thinking we may see some discrete sales ongoing throughout the day, and that would have been the biggest issue. Haven't seen those yet. But that line is still going to pose the biggest threat of all so far, with both tornadoes and damaging winds. So we're keeping an eye on that. I'd say on the wind itself alone, I'd say we may be at like about a 5, though, actually. Severe, Ryan says, looks like severe stuff is now more towards us. Can we get a confirmation on that? The ingredients are there for sure. The wind shear is definitely rocking and rolling. It doesn't seem like these storms are just overly eager and have been overly able to get developed in our atmosphere, but I do see some of those storms coming through around the Memphis area. Let's swap over to radar scope real quick, and I'll show you. It's a little easier to navigate around and swap radars at will. So let's go over to radar scope real quick and get this out of the 4-panel. So yeah, there is our line itself. Throw it in motion here real quick, and you can see it's just now approaching to Memphis, and this again is that area down here that we're watching to see if any prefrontal storms do develop, and those will be the ones that we'll be keeping an especially close eye on. But it's just about to Memphis there, so that's its current position. Let me turn the labels back on so you can see what's going on there. Let's see. Turn the spotters off real quick. There we go. All right, so again, tornado watch issued for them, I believe, until it said 10 p.m. Yeah, 10 Central Standard. So again, we're over here. I've got the captain labeled right there. Hope you can see it. And then again, here's our line approaching. So that's the main thing that we're going to be concentrating on, obviously. But the storms that may bubble up before it will also be a concern, and that's why we're keeping an eye there. So again, just want to do a real quick update / test / couple of different things here that I wanted to do all at once while we had time. I didn't have to work this out while trying to give out a warning or something too. So Whitney says National just posted a circle thing about tornadoes near us and a pop up. Or you see anything about that? Don't know exactly what you mean. Yeah, the pop-up tornadoes, that is going to be, that's maybe what they're talking about as far as like a it may have been the mesoscale discussion. Let me look at it, because I think they issued one earlier, but it's already gone. I bet that's what it was, where they're talking about issuing a tornado watch. They had a circle kind of around the area. The pop-up tornadoes are going to be the ones we'll be looking at with those circulations embedded in line. So if you can imagine like a trash can rolling downhill, that's how the upper level winds are in the atmosphere most all of the time. They're just not low enough for us to feel them or get anything off of them. But when we have these severe storms or lines of storms like it's coming through, they can tap into those winds and begin to influence the storms, and it's bad juju at that point. So let's see. Perfect. I love having the comments up here now. That's great. But other than that, welcome to everybody joining us on Facebook and YouTube. The quality is much better on YouTube, but now that we can have the comments on the screen with everybody, it makes it a lot easier. Right. Now, I was looking at the earlier NATO cast stuff. Let's see. Get it pulled back up real quick. So this is the updated SPC guidance. Came over. I think that's, hold on, it's not sized right. Ugh. Okay, yeah, still working out some kinks. Sorry about that, guys. Bear with me. So that you get the general idea from the map, though, and then that tornado watch graphic and show, just in case you got some folks listening from West Tennessee. Well, maybe I won't. Nope, just kidding. Okay, so the graphics going to be a problem. So I haven't resized any of this, and I don't know my little shortcut controls. So, yeah, just bear with us there. So. No, I don't think it'll be any kind of catastrophic tornado. If the lucky thing about it, if we do see any like line segment tornadoes or anything like that, usually they're pretty brief, they're pretty weak. But the problem is they can be so brief and pop up so quickly they can actually show up between radar scans, which take about 8 minutes or so, I think, to go all the way around or something along those lines. So definitely not anything catastrophic. We'll be keeping an eye on things, but definitely if we do get a tornado warning or a severe thunderstorm warning with the threat tag tornado possible on it, definitely take that seriously for sure. Katie asked what time you're seeing the worst of the weather hitting Columbia. Probably between 9 p.m. to midnight, I would say. Make it here the leading edge, make it here a little bit before. And if we do have any of those storms that bubble up ahead of the line, those will be the especially strong ones or maybe concerning ones that we'll be keeping an eye on. Ashley says, where's the worst of the weather going to be? It's going to be all over us. So it's going to this system's draping like thousands of miles. So when that big line comes through, that will likely be the worst. Susie asked the question I've gotten 1,000 times a day. How's this looking compared to May 8th? Nothing like it. So, like I said, this is maybe like a 3 or 4 out of 10 scale, and May 8 was way on up there, probably in excess of like a 7. So that was a really bad looking day. We knew it was going to be a bad looking day, and it had been on the radar, pun intended, for quite a while. So. Isabel asked a good question. How bad will it be? Bad is a very subjective term. My version and your version are likely two big different things. So there's an all hazards day is what we refer to it as. So all severe hazards are possible. Tornadoes, lightning, hail, wind, flooding, all of it. When should showers be done? Common to popular belief, you don't have as much of a threat with being hit by lightning when you're inside your house, because most houses now have plastic pipes. You can still have it travel through the water itself, but it's a whole lot less likely. So just in general purposes, so you don't get cut, off and like with your lighting and be in the shower in the dark, or your water heater die on you, I would probably get everything done before 8 or 9ish. So on the pop-up storms, if they don't pop up right before the front, or if these that are coming through right now on the radar don't do anything, we should be clear of that until the main line comes through. Lindsay asked where they're going to ramp up. Same thing. So about about 9 to midnight is when the main line's going to come through. And if we see any before, obviously we need to pay attention to those as well too. So I'd say 8 to midnight around-ish. All right. Right, yeah, and appreciate all the new followers too. Got everybody up there. This new follower coming up, getting that little quick on screen shout out. May change some things around with that. I don't like the sound so much, especially when we're trying to be serious and all that fun stuff. But again, just some things to play around with while we're bringing y'all some new capabilities and fun looking things. Nathan made a great point. Yeah, the storms will be moving fast, pretty fast. When you've got this upper level wind, it's moving 60, 70 miles an hour and pushing them. They're definitely moving on at a pretty good clip. Isabel says, how can I tell if a storm will come with a tornado to Columbia? if at all. Yeah, that's that if at all thing. We can look at the radar at these storms, and the radar works by radio waves. It's kind of like how a bat flies or playing Marco Polo. The heavier the return, or excuse me, the heavier intensity of whatever it's hitting, be it bugs or rain or snow or tornado debris, it all comes back with a different return, and it judges the intensity of those things and tells kind of how strong that rain is or how big that hail is. And by watching it move between the different radar scans as it goes around once and then twice and 3 times, it can extrapolate out which direction it's moving and how fast. So we use the radar to determine how fast the wind is moving inside the storm by roughly how fast the water is moving around in the storm. And when those things come together, they get a powerful enough updraft, they can basically just form a big sucky vacuum tube, and that's what that updraft is. And when it gets tilted enough to go from that horizontal rolling trash can into the vertical spinny trash can, that's when it becomes a tornado. So it's just one of those things we have to watch and see as they approach. We just can tell when we'll have the conditions that are favorable and we have the ingredients in the area. And we definitely have the wind and the storm ingredients to an extent, but we really don't have the instability because it wasn't sunny all day. But it is about 67 degrees outside, so that plays into it as well. Memphis and the stuff coming from the west, like the areas around Memphis and Tupelo, Mississippi, around that area are going to be at a higher threat as we are for sure. They're actually on that 3 out of 5 on the severe weather threat, so they have a lot greater chance than we do, I would say. Probably maybe about like a 6 on the 0 to 10 scale as far as Memphis and around that area goes on the other side of the Tennessee River. And it can absolutely weaken before it gets here. That's the hope. It's got to expend a lot of energy before it gets here, and the sun's going down, and it's running out of the instability and storm fuel it needs. And yep, Maze GT says driving down Bear Creek at the moment, sun's peeking out. It's been trying to here in Sunnyside off and on all day. It looks like it's maybe dimmed back down a little bit, but earlier, even through the clouds, through the window, it was looking pretty bright. Yeah, and like Nathan said there, when we can start to see debris on a radar, that's evidence of a violent tornado that's on the ground and doing damage. We have some algorithms here built into the radar where we can kind of tell what that's going on. And there's another radar program or product that's actually developed from some military technology that they use to shoot down ballistic missiles. That scans the storms vertically as well, and we can kind of see how similar or different those particles are that are floating around in it, and we can detect, like birds and stuff versus rain or debris, man-made things. See, anything metal or like that has a really high radar return. Yeah, and we are going to talk about, Dana, we are going to talk about next week, Wednesday into Thursday, with the snow possibilities there as well. So, again, just wanted to pop in and give everybody an update. I posted most of the stuff that we've talked about on the page. Had some issues getting the slides and stuff into the broadcast software. But again, I'm working on that. Had to swap over brand new to a completely different new software. So just bear with us. If we need to break back in later and go live again, we will. Just wanted to get this update out to you all, let you know we're still watching things, still right here. So just stick with us, keep an eye on the page, continuing coverage, and stay safe. And we will see you in a bit.